Hi everyone. If you're new with me, welcome, and if you've been with me, welcome back. My name is Alex, and this is
Let's
Let's Connect,
connect.
where we connect. And today we have some very special guests we are going to be connecting with. Thank you for being here tonight. A lot of you might know them from Yum, but today we'll get to know them on a deeper level, and we'll learn more about Yum, your favorite food festival and night market. I'll let you guys introduce yourselves.
And my name is Jesus.
And I'm Justin.
Nice to meet you guys. I, I I think a lot of people are familiar with Yum and the concept of Yum. First of all, I want to congratulate you guys. Going on to your third year
Right.
of this event that is happening October 14 and 15.
Yes.
But I think a lot of people would like to know who's behind Yum and what is behind Yum. Um, so I would tell me a little bit about yourselves, where you guys are from, what motivated you guys to start
Start
Yum.
young.
Yeah.
So, I guess, well, my name is Justin again. And so the main reasoning or the focus behind Yum is to get the community together for a food festival. So this idea came to basically both of us about 3 years ago in 2021 when we had the first Yum Food Fest. We were right out of COVID. COVID had just finished. People were stuck in their homes looking for things to do. And one of the main things was like, what's open, what's there to get to eat. We want to get out and experience, these flavors again. So during the time of COVID, we actually ran a drive-in movie theater at the mall where we set up a big screen. People could come in, and it was like the only thing to do during COVID. So it was great. And then part of that was on the weekends we would have different food vendors come out. And it kind of got to the point where people were asking who's going to be there as far as food vendors instead of, oh, what movie's playing. So we realized there was a connection for the food, and they were doing great. So we said, why not take the same space? It was the upper level of the mall parking structure, and just bring a whole bunch of food vendors out, and that's kind of how it was born.
No more movies.
No, no more movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that went away.
All good things have to come to an end. So that was a spark that kind of carried on to it.
One thing led to another.
Yeah, definitely like a stepping stone, you know. I would say, yeah. And my name is Jesus. I handle a lot of the marketing side of the event, and my background, like I come here from the valley. I'm a local. So is Justin. We're a couple of locals here, and I over the last like I would say 7 years or so, I was involved in like the nightlife scene out here in the valley, like the bars, the nightclubs, all those places, the 21 and up scene, and that's kind of where I personally I fell in love with that side of promoting, marketing, advertising, talking to people, getting people excited about things, and that's how I met Justin. Was just through mutual friends, that were DJs and other promoters, and we as soon as we met each other, we had a great vibe, and we became good friends, and we have very similar mindsets. So as far as just being positive, just being happy, energetic, and just wanting to do good things for the valley and our community. And yeah, I mean that's how we met. In the club scene. He used to do a lot of stuff, and we did a few things together, working with like the casinos and some other clubs here locally. And just 2021, he reached out to me and had this wonderful idea for a big food festival, and he was like, do you want to be my partner in it? And I think this is a great idea, and I jumped on it right away, and yeah, I mean now we're going into year 3, so we're very excited.
That is a wonderful and a beautiful story. I love that. Personally, I'm just getting myself, into that industry as well, the whole promoting, and
Yeah.
and I'm also starting with like clubs and local restaurants and events. And it is crazy how you say, you meet people, you connect with people, and um, one thing leads to another and bring you guys together. And now you guys have started your own thing, you know, instead of promoting for others and for the events. Now you're doing your own thing.
Right.
And you said you have a background in marketing.
Yeah, I mean, I just just from promoting for the nightclubs, like shout out to Copa nightclub, Zelda's, back when they were around.
Can't forget the pub.
The village pub. The village pub was actually my first ever promoting gig. I was making like $50 a night just to promote Tuesdays. Shout out to DJ LF. He's the one that put me on. You know what I mean? I'll never forget that. So Bart Lounge, Agua Caliente Casino, Spa Resort Casino before it changed. Also, where else would you do things with?
Yeah, Agua. And then if you guys are familiar with BB Eagle, he did the party with BB's. The big parties at the convention center and at the Hard Rock before. He would do the big Halloween and New Year's parties, and that would just be thousands of people. And then just to kind of tie into that, so I kind of handle all the logistics, the operations, everything behind the scenes. Making sure our permits are in order, making sure our restrooms are there, making sure our stage is set, production, all the behind the scenes stuff. Which I've done that for years, and I actually did it on a corporate level too. It was my career. I used to work for different resorts around the valley, just producing corporate events. And it's great, but it's not as not as exciting to build and create something that you're truly passionate about yourself.
Your own thing.
Your own thing,
right.
And it definitely, I think, allows us to explore our talents on a different level, on a greater level.
Right.
And you guys are also giving the opportunity to a lot of businesses and people to grow as well, and I think that is really impacting here in the community. You guys, like you said, you're trying to bring people together, but not only are you bringing people to have a good time, but you're also able to give a place of work to others, and help others as well. And I think it all comes back, and I think that's one big reason why you guys are growing so much, and because you guys are giving and therefore you are receiving. I know this year we have some really cool guests that you guys are going to be having, like Gasolina. I know it's going to be there on Saturday, so catch me there on Saturday. How did that come?
So that was kind of an idea that we had because again, from me having to oversee everything, it just got to the point where overseeing all the entertainments and picking the music and trying to connect with the artists that we know will connect with our guests, right? So Omar with the 7-6, actually a friend from the nightlife back in the day as well, actually approached us and said, hey, I have this great idea. If you let me kind of curate the music lineup, I'll worry about it. I'll book everybody. I'll plug artists in where they need to go, time-wise, date-wise, and we'll make sure it's in line with your vision of your entertainment for the event. Because we are family-friendly events. We're all about the families. One thing I emphasized to him was we don't want people who are, swearing every other word and stuff like that. So
doing the most, right?
Doing the most, yeah. We want good music that people will enjoy, like Gasolina on Sunday, and then we have Giselle Wu and the Night Owls on. That's Sunday. Gasolina's on Saturday. So just music that really kind of ties into the whole thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, and just to piggyback off of that, we have a lot of great artists, and we are sponsored. We're proud to say that we're sponsored by the city of Palm Desert. So to have the city backing us, that's
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
So
we make sure, and then we're also doing the event, at the shops at Palm Desert, the Palm Desert Mall. So we as far as the music and the live entertainment goes, like you said, we keep it family friendly, and so a lot of families, kids running around, and so.
Do you guys also have a kids zone?
Yeah, so we're gonna have kids zone, carnival games. There's gonna be some different vendors that are gonna be providing, there's face painting,
caricatures. We're excited for the adults to bring an adult game, which is axe throwing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're gonna have an axe throwing trailer there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And then carnival games that you would see like at the at the fair, actual big carnival games where you can win prizes. So yeah, there's something for the kids for sure, and the adults.
And the adults, there's
Yeah, and
something
the
for
adults.
everyone there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Everybody can have fun, enjoy the music, enjoy the food, enjoy the games, the entertainment.
And most importantly, the food. Obviously, we have officially 32 food vendors booked. Well, when we say food vendors, it's different types of food, like sweets and treats is what we call it, and then just different types of drinks and beverages. So it's going to be a lot of food trucks and like food pop-ups, booths and whatnot. So over 32. There's definitely some locals in there, local food vendors, but most of them are coming in from out of town. Like, what areas would you say?
I would say mostly from like LA, San Fernando Valley, Riverside area.
Yeah.
So one of our big emphasis again was on the food, and what we did is we reached out to these food vendors who were doing these huge food festivals like the 626 Night Market, Foodie Land in LA and San Diego and Las Vegas. So there's definitely we like to call them headliners. They're like our headlining food acts. So they're the ones that would have thousands of followers. They do these huge events. Their food is just delicious. It's entertaining, right? You want to take pictures of it. So that's one thing we really focused on. And then we also focus on not having repetitious food vendors, where it's not like you have 5 trucks or 5 food vendors that are serving the same thing. So everyone there will have a different menu, very cultural rich. We have a lot of Asian inspired foods. We have Jamaican inspired foods. So it's Hawaiian inspired foods. So it's very cultural rich in the food itself.
I think that's really important, the whole cultural and having more than just one target. This is for everybody. And also bringing it, because like you said, there's other events in LA out in, you guys are spreading. You guys are spreading throughout California, bringing all these people, getting yourselves out there. And there are other events, food events, but bringing something here to the valley, something that is unique and, something for the valley. I think it's really
It works
important.
because now you don't have to drive 2 hours to LA to go have your favorite, Little Ding's Cafe, right? They're one of our vendors, so they're coming out. They do Asian inspired popcorn chicken, so they'll be at the event. But it really keeps the community localized, and it's not spending your money,
Now going
driving out to
elsewhere
LA. Yeah,
and
it's
spending your
fun.
money, keeping it here.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about finding a babysitter because you're going to go out for the weekend. Bring
Yeah.
your kids.
And gas
come
is
hang
so
out with us.
expensive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
save some gas money. What would you say is like your biggest inspiration to like be here where you are? Like the biggest motivation? Who or what
So,
motivates you?
I mean, to be honest, we do this when we had our first one in 2021. We were anticipating maybe like 2,000 to 3,000 people. So we had a few food vendors. We had very limited resources as far as like trash cans and restrooms. Again, we were only anticipating about 2,000 to 3,000 people. We ended up getting over 7,000.
Oh my God!
So it
crazy.
was a good problem to have, right? We had
Right.
trash cans overflowing, vendors were running out of food, but it was essentially the the proof of concept. And to me, seeing all the people there like just having a good time, and the vendors were ecstatic because they were selling out, and the kids were playing with the games, and people would just kept asking like, "Hey, when's the next one? When's the next one?"
Yeah.
So it's really for the vendors. I mean, we do this for the vendors because they're the ones. Without the vendors, there wouldn't be any food fest.
Right.
So it's important to give the vendors a platform where they can come show off their talents, not only for food, but for our cultural vendors as well. We have, I would say almost all of our cultural vendors are local from here, and they're just mom and pops who create their own sweaters or candles or whatever it is that they do. And this is a good platform for them to come and show that off and to the community and get their name out there.
Yeah. And then for me, like I would say, the inspiration. like on a personal note, I grew to love just marketing, promoting, and just really just getting people excited about something, because there's not really too much of that going on in the valley. Growing up here, like I actually was raised in mainly like Desert Hot Springs.
Okay.
DHS, shout out to DHS. But like just coming where I come from, low income area, like they really didn't expect. There's like really weren't high expectations for kids coming out of DHS. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just when I got into the nightlife game, like I love music, and I love hip hop, rap, R&B, reggaeton, all kind of music. So that was like my first love is the music, which transitions into the nightlife, and I don't know, just the idea of having like everybody eats. You know what I mean? That's one of our little slogans for Yum Food Fest. Everybody eats, So as much as we love doing the 21 and up space events and whatnot, something like this, the Yum, it's food, it's families, it's at the mall, it's something that anybody and everybody can attend. You know what I mean? There's no limitations on who can attend. We do have like our there is like an admission fee for like $5, or like we have our pre-sale tickets for $5, or the days of the event it's $8 at the door. Plug that in there, but still, like that's a very low price to attend such a massive production. You know what I mean? With like the 32 food vendors, over 15 culture vendors. We got the kids zone. We have a beer garden, with a 21 and up, amazing like full bar. So just the idea of creating something or trying to create something so big and like just that everybody can enjoy. And now that we're both family men as well, married, family with kids and everything. I just had a daughter a few weeks ago.
Congratulations.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, little Ellery. But we've transitioned into into that stage for us as far as like trying to come up with events that are for the families and
You could
for
do
everybody.
things with
You know
everyone.
what I mean? So that's the inspiration too.
That is beautiful. Like you said, something with your family now that you are a dad, both of you, family man, something that includes everyone and how your family motivates you. That is beautiful.
Yeah, definitely.
What would you say was like the biggest milestone you guys one of the biggest issues that you guys have like ran into when trying to put this all together?
So like he mentioned earlier, the first one was great because we had a lot more people than we expected, which is a good problem to have. But on the other side of it, it was also like very long lines. It was long wait times for food. So we immediately just started thinking about that, and we're like, we need to get more food, more vendors, and maybe even expand to 2 days, because the first one was just a Saturday. It was a 1 day, so we had almost, like you said, over 7,000 people, and it was crazy congested. So we just had to we got back to the drawing board, and we decided to ride that momentum. We're on a roller coaster going up, and we decided to come back. That next year in May was just like it was Mother's Day weekend, and we decided to expand it to 2 days. It was essentially going to be Yum 2, the second one, and I'll let you tell them what happened.
Yeah, so we were, like he said, riding this roller coaster of just
high
emotions and high and
excitement.
It's just such a great success.
Yeah.
Let's try to do this either biannually or maybe 3 times a year or
Something.
Just something to keep it.
I think that's one of the things that really puts the demand on the event as well, that it's a once a year, twice.
Correct.
For 2 days.
But to continue on to the adversity and the village, the biggest challenge is that so we came back in May, and it was a 2-day event, and then we had weather issues.
we had a wind advisory came out that weekend.
It was like that the day or the day before.
Yeah.
It was like that weekend it came out. You know, living here in the desert, you see rain in the forecast and it's light drizzle. You're like, it's might not even rain. So we're thinking like, okay, it'll blow over type of thing, but it didn't. It ended up being a storm, like a weather storm, windstorm. It was just bad, like a haboob type of thing just rolled through.
During the event.
During the event, right?
Yeah.
It was like 2 or 3 hours after the doors opened.
Yeah.
And it was catastrophic. I mean, tents were flying over,
Yeah.
and there was dust everywhere. And
It became a safety
it was
issue.
a safety thing, so we eventually had to cancel the event. And I knew it was time to cancel when I saw someone get their box of fries, and the whole box just flew away.
Did you see the fries just flying?
It was just like, here you go.
Yeah.
And it was a big tray of fries.
It was bad.
So to have that, fly away, and then there was a tent that flew over the parking structure. So we canceled
Yeah.
the event.
And to be honest, like we were heartbroken. You know what I mean? To be straight up about it, because we put so much time and energy and excitement and resources and
Building this thing up again.
You know what I mean?
To what it
and
was.
so we had to cancel. And we came back. I think the next day it was very limited though. But it just wasn't. It wasn't what it
Basically
could
what
have
we
been.
did is we all the pop-ups tents, we didn't allow them to pop up. It was only food trucks, which we still had some good trucks, but it wasn't. I mean,
near or
It
half
wasn't
of what
near.
it was supposed to be.
it was like a third of the venue. We had everything kind of congested.
Yeah.
We downsized the stage, right? So it was just a disappointment.
It was a major loss. And
You can't win against Mother Nature.
yeah,
No.
and we still have to continue that part. Is that we came back, so we're like, let's regroup. It was a major loss. Let's regroup and let's come back in October. So a year later from the first one, and we went down to just one day. But we were like, okay, let's just try to get some momentum going again. Come back on, I can't remember what day it was, October 16th or something, 15th or 16th. It was a one day Saturday, a year later. And so, we do the whole thing again, the whole marketing run, everything, planning.
Great vendors.
Amazing vendors, everything. And the day of the event, we get hit with another storm.
Oh, no way.
Twice in a row.
Yeah,
It's
so back to back, we got hit, and it was just like it was unbelievable. I remember, I'll never forget that October, that last year, a year ago, when I was standing there, and as this like storm was literally just passing through, like I was just holding on to like I was holding on to like one of the poles of a tent toward, like I was near the entrance. And it's just like the rain's hitting me, and I'm just standing there, and my mom walks by, and she's like, "Do you need help with anything?"
You're just like
I'm
having
like,
a mental
I was
breakdown
like-
right there.
I just accepted it.
Yeah.
I was like, "No, I'm good, thank you, though. Like, just go home." And I just stood there, just letting it hit me. You know what I mean? And thankfully, so that happened. So we essentially had to like cancel 2.
Well, that one we postponed.
We had to,
2
yeah.
weeks-
So we
2 weeks
postponed it.
after.
And the mall was, shout out to the mall. The whole management staff there is amazing. They and all the vendors, a majority of the vendors, we were able to reschedule it like a few weeks later.
2 weeks.
Was it 2 weeks?
2 or 3 weeks.
I think it was 3 weeks. November 5th, and we refunded people that couldn't make it anymore. They refunded a lot of tickets. And yeah, that November 5th, the rescheduled one, that was actually a beautiful night. And it still wasn't what it could have been, obviously, but now we're here,
And this
is technically year 3, you know what I mean? But so in a way, like I feel like we still haven't had our second one.
Okay.
Like
Technically haven't.
so this is like it's year 3,
but second.
but it's like the 5th one, but then like
the
not-
second.
but it's like really
Yeah.
us trying to have the legit second one. You know what I mean?
Right.
So now we're sitting here.
I love that. That is so
So talk
funny.
about a story. I mean,
Right.
Yeah, and just to tie into what he said, so we scheduled for, was it 2 weeks or 3 weeks? Can't remember. I think it was 2 weeks.
What?
We put everything together 2 weeks after
Yeah.
it happened. A lot of the food vendors were this is when we knew we can't go out like that. We just like we had
Yeah.
to come back.
Yeah.
We couldn't not come back. The vendors were like, look, we understand it happens. We're gonna ride with you.
Yeah.
So let us know when you want us back. We'll be there. We even had vendors who were already scheduled somewhere on that November 5th date, but they ended up canceling and losing their deposit with the other event to come back
Just to make it.
because we were still kind of riding that first one we had, where it was like everyone, they sold out. They did really, really good. So the anticipation was there from our vendors and from our guests.
Yeah.
I mean, our Instagram was like, "Don't give up," just
Yeah,
words of
yeah.
encouragement, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"We can't go out like that.
Yeah.
We got to come back." And it was a big L, but we're coming back. We're doing it again. October
And you
14th
guys are
and
coming
15th.
back stronger than ever.
Yeah. I would say so.
I would say so too. It's everything on the table.
Yeah.
All cards on deck, and
We're all in on this one.
we're all in on this one. And if we get great weather, fantastic. If not,
And let's.
We're hoping that this is the path that the universe is. We had to. Most people, the whole saying is usually what you weather through a storm, one storm, and everything will be okay. Well, we weathered 2 storms. You know what I mean? So
There's not gonna be a third
man,
one.
you
Yeah.
know, we're 19 days away now. You know what I mean?
Who's counting?
yeah. Every day I wake up, I text them. 19 days away. 20 days away.
Yeah.
5 days away. So I mean, there's a lot that goes into this planning, and it's like day and night, nonstop yum. We have a saying that goes, "Are you yumming?" And then that basically means, "Are you working on yum?" And it's all we do for like 3-4 months.
It's
before
your
the
whole
date.
life, right?
Yeah,
It
it's-
takes
it's-
a lot.
It's
of
his third
planning.
child. It's my
Yeah.
4th.
Yeah.
So, it's it's
You
our
guys have
baby.
a kid together.
Yes,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's our very long answer to the biggest
The biggest
challenge.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
is quite the challenge.
That's
I
what
Yeah.
you get out here. I think
we just-
the weather is very unpredictable, and I think it's getting worse. I mean, it's
right.
just-
It's crazy
we
how
just
the
had a
weather's
tropical storm.
been acting up
That's
lately.
crazy.
It's crazy.
What's
I don't
going
know if It's just
on?
Mother Nature messing with us, and then
Yeah.
hopefully we get a beautiful weekend.
Yes,
She
we
gets
will.
It all out.
Gets it all out.
Before
Yeah.
that or after.
Yeah.
Man, like it's as much as we don't want to talk about it, we kind of just have to, just
Yeah.
because that's what we've dealt with
You've
at least
dealt with
last year.
so far, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know you guys used to be up top, and
Right.
now we are gonna be downstairs.
Correct. So we used to be on top of the parking structure, 3
Macy's.
levels above, basically, next to Macy's, which was great because you get this whole vibe with it, right? You're up in the air. You have the beautiful
Artwork.
mountains around, and then there's artwork there created by Flat Black. So there's definitely a vibe up there,
Yeah.
what we call it. But logistically speaking, having the trucks maneuver up the ramps, they're knocking stuff down, they're hitting stuff on the roof because it's a tall roof, but there's a certain path you have to go
Yeah.
so you don't hit. And we try to label it out, but they just kind of drive, and they're hitting their smokestacks. And then you have people with families, pushing their strollers up 3 levels, and you can tell they get to the gate, they're like out of breath.
You have to walk up 2 ramps. Two. Yeah.
2 ramps, and these are big ramps, right?
Yeah.
If you've ever been to the mall parking
The
structure,
parking
you know
structure you got
it's-
to walk up.
It's big. So yeah, we decided to move down, basically right adjacent to the parking structure where the American Car Wash is.
Yeah.
We're taking over that whole
The street
that whole
level.
parking lot.
Yeah. That was. I feel like that's aside from, expanding it 2 days again. Moving down to the street level, I feel like is going to be a great decision, because just like he was saying, the strollers or the elderly or handicapped and whatnot, we have to consider. We say everybody eats, but we got to consider everybody. You know what I'm saying? So by moving down to the street level, I feel like that's going to make it just
Easier.
much
Accessible.
easier and accessible, and just
Experience overall,
a-
customer experience.
a better customer experience right from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So that's our number one focus, is the customer experience.
Yeah.
Customer service. Well, is there a piece of advice you have for everyone that's out there watching and is working on doing something like this?
I mean, for me, like I would say, like it doesn't matter. I don't know how cliche this sounds, but it's
Because I'm
just
sure
this
you
is
guys got a lot of no's, from people and like things you guys had to go through. You guys had to go through the city and everything. Was it easy, or did you guys get a lot of uh,
Pushback.
yeah,
Um,
or was it like
I mean, there's always gonna be hurdles. I think that come out of nowhere,
yeah.
and you could have your past set. You could have everything on paper, legit. There's always gonna be hurdles, whatever it is. Like going back to where we're at now, our biggest hurdle there, being on the lower level parking structure now, is that we have parking blocks scattered throughout the bottom. And to me, that was a big hurdle because now we got to maneuver our vendors and the layout around these blocks. And that took a lot of going back and forth and like trying to map it. I mean, I lost sleep over this, like trying to create this thing that flows easily for the guests to come in, not have to worry about tripping over these parking blocks, making sure that the vendors aren't in the way of the parking blocks. So there's always going to be hurdles. There's always going to be adversity, but you just got to push through it. Don't give up. And if someone asks you to change something, then you work around it.
Yeah, and I would just say, doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter. I just turned 34 myself last month.
happy late
Like,
birthday?
thank you. Like, it doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are or whatever. Like, if you're passionate about something, whatever it is, you know what I mean. Like, just make it happen. You know what I mean? Don't be consistent. Consistency is key. Like I said earlier, I used to do like Tuesday nights. I gained a lot, like most of my following that I have like on Instagram and Facebook from doing like Tuesday nights, which before I launched that with what's his name, DJ LF, that was what 2015. We did it for like 4 years at different spots. There really wasn't a Tuesday nightlife out here before we did it. You know what I mean? And that's kind of part like I said. It's just that passion grew from creating something, and it was hard. Like for me, being the promoter for it, like it was hard. It was a consistent grind every week, every night. A lot of messages on Facebook, Instagram. I was creating my own like flyers and graphics. That's a big part of it. And now like it's amazing to see what social media has become with TikTok and everything. But it's that's the grind is. I'm a big huge Laker Kobe fan. One of the things he said was one of my favorite quotes of his is when he retired when he got his jersey retired was it's not the destination, it's the beauty of it is the journey, the grind, the waking up early, whatever you got to do with your passion. The journey is the beauty of getting to the whatever your destination is.
It gives you satisfaction, right? Like everything that like you said, it doesn't matter where you come from, right? And it's never too late to start. I feel like it happens when it needs to happen, and as long as you continue and you stay constant, like you keep that consistency with your dreams and what you want to do, you will get there.
And I mean, one other thing I do want to mention for me too is because I know he's saying let's connect, right? Is a deeper level, right? That's what this is all about. For me too, like something that I dealt with. I almost I don't know if he still would have done it, but like the first Yum, the Yum Food Fest, like I almost couldn't do it, like from the beginning, or almost didn't want to, because like right before he started planning the first one, or before he reached out to me to become his partner in this thing, I had lost my best friend for like over 20 years, and same age as me. I lost him to COVID, and I lost my uncle on the same day too, which is insane. But like I lost my best friend, and I was going through a lot. That was like the first time I dealt with losing somebody very, very close. You know what I'm saying? So, but I chose to how do I say this? I chose to use that grief and and I thought about what they would want from me, and I turned that grief into motivation. You know what I mean? As hard as that was, I turned that into motivation, and I do a lot of things. I get out in the streets. I do a lot of street promoting. We do the little flyers. I go to businesses all around the valley. People always see me out there. So it's a lot, a lot of grinding out there. But it's just what I'm trying to say is life. Adversity, life will come at you. But if you love something and you're passionate about it, you gotta do what you gotta do to keep going. You just can't give up no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And now we're here. We couldn't go out like the way last year happened. So we're all in on this one.
We're all in on this one, and I honestly can't wait. I am really excited to to go there and support everybody and enjoy the event with my family and my friends. I'm telling everybody that I know. Are you gonna be yumming? Are you yumming?
Are you yumming? That's funny.
So I thank you guys for your time and for your story and everything you guys have shared with me and with the world about yourselves and what Yum is and how Yum came together. I think that does it for today.
Yeah.
You guys, we want to invite everyone, to show up on October 14 and 15. Come try some delicious food.
Yeah.
Bring your kids.
Bring everybody.
Your neighbors.
And it's 2 days, so you can only eat so much in one visit. That's what I keep saying.
Yeah,
you can only eat and drink so you come back the next day and try other food and other drinks. So
It's a 2-day event. Yeah, all
But,
included. I love that you go only you only go there for one day, eat the half, and then you go the next day eat
Yeah, exactly.
the rest.
No, definitely. Thank you for having us. So
Yeah, we appreciate it. And if you guys want to look at the vendors that we have coming, and we post there, we're going to start posting more and more on our Instagram. It's yum_foodfest.
on Instagram.
You can go ahead and check out all the amazing vendors.
Well, you heard it from them. Go check it out, and we'll see you guys there on October 14 and 15. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
Are you yumming?
Are you yumming?
I am.
Me too.
I am too. Saturday.